Hello, my name's Gillian, and as part of Fashion Interrupted, I've worked on designing, on pattern cutting, and I like to concentrate on the finer details. I usually like to create garment pieces in Clo3D and use other software for texturing, lighting, and rendering depending on the desired outcome. For a project Intertidal as part of the Augmented Fashion exhibition at Robert Gordon University, we had to create a collection that was to be shown in a virtual space which the audience would be viewing through VR headsets. We looked at seaweed found in the Outer Hebrides and the ebb and flow of the tides as our main inspiration for our collection. As part of our research, we used DALL-E and Midjourney to develop some of our starting points. It was quite a specific theme, so got lots of interesting results in AI. I worked from these developments in Clo to get the silhouette, at times tracing the shapes to create pieces, or reinterpreting these images as real-world garments, such as waders, wetsuits, and pleated wide-leg pants. This part was fun for me personally. I love pattern cutting, and Clo lets you get very creative, so you can intuitively make garments that would perhaps take much longer to figure out in real life. I then took them into Substance and Blender to texture them, adding wrinkles and a certain amount of dirt, with the help of some scans of actual seaweed from Uist that Kirsty had collected. These added a really unique and organic feel to the garments, which we applied as different types of maps to create extra dimension. Finally, we had to bring the Clo garments into Unity for the show, which was a bit of a learning curve. It's good to bear in mind the final format of your project, as that can have a major impact on your workflow. There's always a translation happening when you're working between different software. Things can look so different depending on where you're rendering them or how they'll be displayed. For a recent collaborative project, Hidden Floors for SRD, we worked with designers and makers to teach them a bit about Clo and help them digitize their ideas for a digital runway. I really enjoyed showing them how to achieve specific results in Clo3D that they couldn't quite articulate, using little tricks I've learned over the last few years. It was also very cool to see the things that they would try out themselves as they got further into the project, and the final results were quite impressive. I like to make things look as realistic as possible, and do so by tweaking settings and properties in Clo, such as seam lines and layers to create better definition, and adding textures and maps in other programs, which helps to add depth. Using multiple programs throughout a project can be a challenge logistically, and honestly can be quite stressful when working to a deadline. It can be hard to balance what you want to achieve with your time, resources, and abilities. However, these limitations can all be challenged, which is part of the fun. It's a good way to learn new skills, and the results are usually worth it. Working with Fashion Interrupted has really helped me grow as a digital creator, and I really love working with this amazing group of women, and I'm excited to see what we do next.